Day 7 of the Seattle Seahawks training camp saw the team extend General Manager and President of Football Operations John Schneider's contract through the 2030 draft. Here's what happened on the field. All right, so today is what they call the ACT day. That is really to rest and recovery. So that's where you see they're not in pads and they're wearing those basically t-shirts. So more like a yoga day, basically. They're stretching because they've been going hard the last few days. And this is a Mike McDonald thing. When Pete was here, they didn't do this at all. So yeah, something that Mike says the players have earned. And so today, just gonna see them in formations. We call it a glorified walkthrough, but it's good for them for their technique, and that's about it. Yeah, there you go. They're getting little drills in here. Again, it's just more the twisting and upper body. Listen in over here. Tyrese Knight's getting some coaching about reading. offensive line. Actually, I should say the tackles. See Abe Lucas over there. Now there's Bradford. So, Sundell. Oh, we found a drill. What's videoing? Actually, there you go. Explosiveness. Shake that, 1, 2. Get around it. Murphy. That was a good rep. Darren Reed. Abe Lucas, first thanks for taking the time out here. Hey, so Abe, the off season, moving into the training camp, how was the rehab and how you feeling right now?
I feel good. Rehab wasn't as long. I mean, rehab doesn't really ever end. I don't think as a professional, but I feel good, ready to play, happy to be back out.
And obviously the big talks about the offensive line trying to find a combination. Why is that important to get that early?
I mean, continuity is important when you play. For us, this offseason, the emphasis has been on just creating an identity and keeping that identity. A hard-hitting, fast, downhill, aggressive offensive line. It's tactical and technical, so we're looking forward to that.
And what does an aggressive offensive line look like? That's running the ball, and is that what it looks like?
I mean, there's intent and mentality with it. I mean, it's about running off the ball, doing things right, knowing your assignment, and you can see it visibly, or when it hits. I mean, it's visibly different. So.
And then obviously the new coordinator and this new offense. What do you like about it?
I mean, there's a standard. There's a set of rules that you kind of have to follow, you know, and people are working hard, and coaches are encouraging the physicality and the griminess that comes with it, and so we're really enjoying that, really loving it, so we're really glad to it.
So rules sounds like that's more of the technique, right? And then standard, is that a mindset or is it a little bit of both?
It's a little bit of both, I would say, across the board. I mean, it's not cut and dry for everything, but you know, if you want to have a dominant offense, you gotta operate a certain way, you gotta act a certain way, and you know, coaches and players are helping to uphold that. So.
Third day in pads, I think today. What was that like putting the pads on? Is that kind of, you're not completely live, right? But it's just real football?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get the pads on, it's great to bang a little bit. See what you need to get better at. We got a great defense to go against, and really good players, so I've enjoyed it.
All right, thanks, Richard. So let's just start right now, second year. What are those things that you worked on to get ready for your second year?
Really just approaching everything with a growth mindset, you know, being in the playbook more, communicating more, just being able to put myself in a position to play comfortable. You know, and it's my second year in the system, so just being able to play comfortable.
How much did you have to trust yourself for last season because you're inactive for some games, and then the last game of the season you got action? How important was that for you, you know, just to believe in your process and then continue into this season?
Right. I feel like it's just like, even though some things like may go up and down for you, I feel like just trusting the process, sticking through, and coming in and every day getting to work and you really never know when your time will come, so just staying prepared.
Speaking of putting in work, you got a pick yesterday. Can you take us through that? And
Before practice, Coach Frazier was like, "You need to get your hands on some balls today." And I told him, "All right." And I was telling Jeff the same thing yesterday. So it was a coverage we had been going over all week. I was just baiting the quarterback to throw the out route. Now I felt it coming, so I just went on and jumped.
Julian Love talked to us yesterday just about the whole DB room. Can you tell us about that? Because he said there's competition within the room that brings you all together so that you can compete on the field.
Right. I think at the end of the day, we still all like learning, coming in the same day, we friends in the building, talking to each other. But when we on the field, I mean, we all compete. We all trying to earn a job at the end of the day. So let's go out there and compete every day.
Is that what Mike McDonald, your head coach, talks about, chasing edges? Because you know, working really hard. But he told us also, you all have to remember that you're still a team. You're all one. How important is that?
Yeah, that's super important. I mean, like if somebody messes up, you correct them. Somebody having a bad day, pick them up. I mean, it ain't about bashing each other's shoe. We all got the same goal, and that's to win. So I think coming together and being a team, that's going to be very important.
We hear about communication just in the three blocks, I'll call them, the defensive line and then the linebackers and DB. Is there any set order, and how important is that communication? Who starts that communication?
Really, I really think it starts with the secondary. You got some vets in the secondary, J Love and Cole, so they always ahead of everything. So I feel like that's super important, like identifying formations, talking before the play starts, so we can all be on the same page.
3 days in with pads. Is this live football? Is this what it looks like?
Oh yeah, for sure. Of course we're gonna, like I said, protect our teammates, but we trying to get it feeling like a game day, so pads gonna be crazy.
I know I write a lot, and like journal a lot, and that's just keeping your integrity and keeping things above board and knowing like what's guiding you. Obviously your faith, but like just what's best for the team, what's best for the team, what's best for the team, and what's best for the organization. And then once you've decided that, how are you going to communicate and express those thoughts and make those decisions and handle yourself with grace. And that's really like when I look back on with that, has everything gone smoothly? No. Can we correct it, as we move forward, as time heal all wounds? Yeah. Tracy and I spent an hour with Marshawn the other night hanging out, right? So, he didn't talk to me for a while. So yeah, I just trying to be as above board and honest and clear as you possibly can. Especially not just this industry, but just in life. I talk to my boys about this a lot, right? You start heading down that lane of like trying to BS people or like steer people a certain way. It's just going to bite you in the tail. You can't always keep up, and you just got to be yourself. And we take a lot of pride, like our whole staff, the whole football operation, like everybody. We come to work every day, busting our tails, and we're gonna be ourselves. We're the best version of that.
You got
on a team there where it's like, being with the same team. Like I said, I'm an NFL historian. I've been blessed to have amazing mentors, and so to possibly be here for 2 decades is, be unbelievable.
Last question. With all that you have going on, player personnel, contracts, signings, coaches signings, what's the part of your job do you enjoy the most?
Just kind of like walking through the building, giving people crud. That's kind of like my leadership style a little bit. Just having fun and messing with people. But just just evaluating, just being in there, studying by yourself, challenging yourself to keep building your library of players and being able to sit with all the scouts and listen to them talk about players and all the hard work and all the studying and everything that goes into a college draft or just daily, like this morning we worked out 4 guys and how does everybody feel about them, and just that part of it. I think at the heart of it, that's how I started. I was an evaluator.
Thank you, everybody.
How you feeling?
I feel good. It's good to come out here, be able to play with my brothers, and just go throughout training camp and everything with them. So it's been pretty cool.
I talked to D'Anthony Bell the other day, and he said, "Man, Kenneth is running at a different speed." He talked to you about it. You take some pride in how you practice out here and how you set a standard.
Yeah, definitely. I've been changing my routine up and how I eat and sleep, and I definitely feel it in my performance. So I'm gonna just keep that up and go into it with the season.
What you liking about the offense so far?
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a physical offense. We know what we want to be in our identity. I like the aspect of running the ball, but also getting out of the backfield and catching the ball. So it's been great.
You've been here now, 3 different coordinators saying, we're going to run the ball, we're going to run the ball. Do you believe him, first of all, and why so?
Are you talking about this coordinator now or the coordinator before?
Well, do you believe this? Do you believe him now? Because this is the third coordinator that said we're going to run the ball.
Definitely,
Why do you
because
believe him?
I believe him because that's what we work on in practice. You can say the past years we didn't practice it as much, so you're not gonna go out to the game and do it. So, but we've been practicing it a lot, and we real detailed with the run game. So I believe it wholeheartedly that we can go out there and run the ball.
How else does that show up besides just running more plays on the field? How else is more run mentality showing up around the building?
Around the building, or do you mean like on the field?
Meetings and film. How is the approach changing beyond the field about running the ball?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Just even in the meeting rooms, everything. It's just we know we're gonna run the ball. We know the identity of what we're gonna do on offense. So, yeah.
How is this offense conducive to your running style?
I can get outside. There's a lot of wide zone, but we have also power. We got all type of schemes that we can do. But I feel like I'm just an explosive back and we can make plays.
What's it like running with fullbacks, Robbie Utes, Brady Russell in front of you?
Yeah, I like that. It's just the extra hat in front of me, and they get physical in there. So I like it a lot because it's just an extra hat and somebody else in front of me, and I can make a move off of that.
Do you view having a fullback in front of you? It's interesting. Talked to Robert Turbin the other day, former Seahawks back, and he said it's like having a set of eyes in front of you. And do you view it that way now, having especially a 275-pound guy in front of you, just kind of serving as that extra vision for you?
Yeah, definitely. Because if I don't see it and he can see it, I can just follow him and he'll just take me. And even if we don't hit the right hole, if we hit 100%, it still can make a play. So yeah, definitely an extra set of eyes.
What's different about your diet and your sleeping habits?
Yeah, it's more like a routine. I'm here eating more healthy, clean foods at the facility, and then my sleeping habits. I sleep at around 10:30. These past few years, even in college, I used to stay up till 1, just staying up. So yeah, it's definitely helped a lot, and I feel much better. And extra recovery definitely helps a lot when I come back out here and practice again.
So in bed by 10:30, up by what time?
6:15. So I'll be up early for camp.
And what sparked the change?
Honestly, just talking to my pops. My pops really helped me out with my routine and everything. So my eating habits. If I eat something, he'd be like, "Nah, you shouldn't be eating that." So he always will talk to me about that type of stuff. So now I just got the discipline to do it.
And what's the biggest difference that you've noticed between both of those three?
My stomach.
Hey, Ken, going back to go ahead, Bob.
I just said, do you notice the sleep thing really helping a lot?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like even my body, like recovery wise, it's helped a lot. A lot of times you could have when I used to stay up a lot, my legs won't be fully recovered how it is now. Even extra recovery, like I said, after I leave the building, extra recovery has been helping a lot too. So yeah, I definitely noticed the difference in the way I sleep.
Going back to Greg's question, do you notice just what you noticed? Offensive linemen, is there something you've noticed how they are attacking the drills, the play, the mentality?
Yeah, they definitely physical though. Way more physical, and I feel like this scheme helps them a lot too because we actually detailed in the run game. We go over it every day, day in and day out, on how we want it to be ran and who they're supposed to be blocking. So I definitely see a big difference, especially physical.
There was a big moment in Seahawks history where Tom Cable met with Marshawn Lynch. How you feeling?
I feel good. It's good to come out here, be able to play with my brothers, and just go throughout training camp and everything with them. So it's been pretty cool. Yeah, definitely. I've been changing my routine up and how I eat and sleep, and I definitely feel it in my performance. So I'm gonna just keep that up and go into it with the season.
What you liking about the offense so far?
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a physical offense. We know what we want to be in our identity. I like the aspect of running the ball, but also getting out of the backfield and catching the ball. So it's been good. I believe him because that's what we work on in practice. You know, you can say the past years we didn't practice it as much, so you know you're not gonna go out to the game and do it. So, but we've been practicing it a lot, and you know we real detailed with the run game. So I believe it wholeheartedly that we can go out there and run the ball.
Man, it's a great experience. You know, just taking all the things that I learned over my years of playing football, and you know, being able to pass it along to some young, hungry guys, ready to attack the league. Yeah, man. You know, me and D-Hall got a great relationship going right now. You know, he's eager to learn. You know, ready to up his game, and I'm ready to get back on the field and play with some dogs.
Marcus, what makes this fresh and new for you each year? Is it the coaching, the sleep?
I think it's more of I haven't met my goal. Being blessed to be able to continue to play football is such a great opportunity. I mean, a lot of people can't say that. So for me to have another opportunity to do what I love to do, I'm not going to take it for granted.
So the follow-up is, what is your goal?
Super Bowl.
All right, so there you go. A little bit of B-roll, and then you heard from John Schneider himself, DeMarcus Lawrence, D-Law as they call him, Ken Walker as well. And you notice the team was basically in shorts and t-shirts. It's what they call their ACT day. That is Alignment, Communication, and Technique Day. And it's something that Mike McDonald instituted, and he likes to put it in after they've gone pads for 3 days hard, and it's kind of obviously it's a rest and recovery day. And so yeah, and again, they worked on the technique, and not really much I can I'm not going to try to lie and pull the wool over your eye and say, well, this happened in that alignment. No, not really just you heard the comments. And I also added Nehemiah Pritchard and Abe Lucas. I talked to them during the pre-practice, the one-on-one interviews, and I'm gonna get those up there. I keep saying that, but yeah, so I threw that in for you to kind of a different perspective today. But the team will be back here 9:45 a.m. To get to it with pads, I'm sure, and we'll just go from there. Now remember, they have their Fan Fest on Saturday night at Lumen Field from the Vineyard Mason Training Athletic Facility here in Renton. I'm Osvita Mario for the Cascadia Sports.net.